Okay, let's get to it. Sifu Kwazi back with a few more examples of messy martial arts. Now, messy martial arts means just that. Stuff that's questionable or just plain nonsensical in the martial arts realm. That said, man, now based on a few comments, some of you guys are either a little too sensitive about your particular style, or you just need to find a damn sense of humor.
With no sense of humor.
Because A, I do this to entertain you, but also to highlight bad martial art moments. So if you take yourself a little too seriously, you might want to just go ahead and skip this video, alright? And just know that I may point out bad moments in particular arts, but it doesn't mean I think that specific style is trash. So y'all either chill a little bit, or
I guess it's time for you to hate me again.
Now let's roll.
Let's go to the videotape.
What?
If your neck is grabbed from the rear, clasp your hands, turn, and the wrist.
This is my favorite part, right
对
here.
方武器打过来的时候，顺势左手拉住对方的脖子，提击 KO， 一下没空，两下。来，现在来练实战，打我。
Your hands are up in a defensive posture. You want to have them pretty close together, your fingers leaning back. If your fingers are forward, it looks like you want to fight. You're going to try to grab the knife. Will make me a little bit more cautious. Fingers back, looks like you're listening. You grab the back of my hand. As you grab the back of my hand, your other hand grabs underneath, pulling your elbows in tight. Having your elbows bent like this, you're in your strongest position. Turn the knife outward, makes me fall.
Knife. That's a knife.
Now, when it comes to self-defense, you guys know my advice is always the same. Let the buyer beware. Before you enroll in a school, make sure you do your research and try out a few classes before committing to any particular style. Because if you don't have a good balance of self-defense, awareness, training, etc., mixed with the form kata, I'd just stay away. Plainly, as you can see, so many of these so-called online techniques and self-defense gurus look crazy suspect. And if they look it, then they probably are.
1, 2, 3, sauter. Yeah. Allez, 1, 2, 3, sauter.
Yeah, I know what you guys are thinking. So let's just make it happen.
Allez, 1, 2, 3, yeah.
The second element of mixed martial arts is Jiu Jitsu, in which we use an opponent's strength against himself. But I sneak some of my strength in there too. Now we stick foot in mouth, tie arms like pretzel, and pop discs in spine like bubble wrap.
I started at 58.
When you were 58?
Yeah. It's the last thing in the world I could have ever imagined wanting to do or enjoying. I've never been hung out in a gym. I've never really cared about those things. I think it can best be explained by, at my age, to learn an entirely new skill is deeply satisfying. To recreate that feeling of being the lowest person on the totem pole in a kitchen back when I was 17, knowing nothing in a very hard world. The incremental, tiny satisfactions of being a little less awful at something every day. It's like that with jiu-jitsu for me. I'm learning an entirely new skill, a very difficult one, very physically demanding one, but one that I think about for the rest of the day. They call it, physical chess, because it's something you think about.
And just another quick moment of zen where I can happily and proudly remind you to go after it. Whether you're a novice in martial arts or an expert, get out there and train. Greatness is never gonna come to your door just knocking. I promise you that. So go out there and get it.
The uppercut defense. Uppercut only works if there's a target that I can go upward at an angle and actually hit. If someone's throwing mainly uppercuts, you have to fight them like this. Okay? If I'm fighting like this, I can still use my tiger claws, but there's nothing to uppercut. If he's leaning back like this, see that? There's nothing for my uppercut. If he puts his head back like this, I literally can't uppercut him. So that's the first thing you have to do. You're fighting someone's in front of you, and they're doing uppercuts. Fight like this.
好，这个时候你看没有？当他这个掌心到了我这个面门的时候，用右手攥住他的四指，然后看到了腋下亮出来的，这会儿用左手攻击他腋窝，就直接破一点。
Okay, for all my board breaking brethren out there, I see you. First of all, I get that board breaking can be a huge part of many traditional martial arts. And actually, when I started out, it was in Weichiru Karate, and I was known to break a board or two from time to time. I'll say that everything has its place, and while this skill is usually romanticized, especially in the movies, looking at you, Van Damme, it's always important to remember Bruce's famous words.
Don't hit back.
Now, if you're out there board breaking, be the best at it you can be. Because competitions and tournaments, I totally get it's part of that. But if you're in school where that's their main thrust, and actual combat and self-defense fall to the wayside, then you might want to find another spot.
This is my favorite part, right here.
Thank you for your help. I really. Oh my gosh! No! Ow! Call 911.